Hi, this is Ron Watts, and I happen to have a copy of the LeFun Sports Action Camera. It's a 4K sports action camera. You can find this thing on Amazon. Now, that's the box it came in, but I've got everything out. This is the camera itself. You can see, looks just like a GoPro. It's your typical camera. You've got a button here that you push this thing for a few seconds, and it pops up, and then it's alive in the back. And you can see it kind of waking up back there. Yeah, yeah. Anyway, this is a cool camera. I mean, it fits all the GoPro accessories. Now, they do give you a whole pot full of these things, but a lot of these things are like the self-sticky business where you do a double-sided tape to hold it onto something. Don't do that. You're going to lose your camera. I lost one once upon a time. Fortunately, the camera survived. The case didn't survive. I mean, it tore it up pretty bad. It fell off a car doing 50 miles an hour, and that kind of was a little bit of damage on that case. Bounced all over the highway. You may not be successful. The camera may not live through that. So don't trust the double-sided tape. It just isn't worth it. Comes with some instructions. Now, I happen to be a Mac user, and everything I've got is Macs. I've got an iMac, I've got Mac laptops, what have you. And this guy uses up to a 64 gig micro SD card. Now, I formatted the micro SD card, put it in here, didn't recognize it. Oh, that's right, that was that was the iOS journaled format kind of thing. Okay, so that didn't work. Duh. So I went back and I got disk utility and I formatted the SD card into MS-DOS FAT. Okay, that all PCs recognized, put it in here, still didn't recognize it. Well, gosh, now what do I do? Well, I found out what you have to do. Charge this guy up first, get your battery fully charged, you're ready to roll. Plug that card in there and turn this guy on. It's going to come up and give you a warning. Do you want to format that card? Just ignore the warning, let it go by. And meanwhile, assuming you've got an iPhone, which is what I have, this is the way I got it to work. I used my iPhone and I went to the I used a scanner. There's an icon right in here. It's also in here on the end of the case right there. Okay, you can scan that guy. Get the app, load it on your iPhone. Once you got this thing on the iPhone, on this guy, there's an up arrow here. Okay, you hit the up part, hold it for a few seconds, and it'll pop up with a Wi-Fi symbol on the back. Okay, now with the Wi-Fi symbol, it's operating on Wi-Fi. Go into your iPhone. In your iPhone, you go through your settings, find Wi-Fi, and find this guy here, which I forget what it is. It's something like cameras or something like that. And so it's got cameras. Anyway, you select that guy, enter the passcode that comes with the guy. The instructions are in here. Don't worry about me. And now once you've entered the passcode, now you're on the Wi-Fi of this guy, okay? And the app on this guy will control this completely. So you can set the kind of video it takes, you can set the kind of photo it takes, whatever it is that you're wanting to do with this guy. One of the other things is you scroll down in that menu down to the bottom, and near the bottom is Format, okay? Choose Format, and it will format the card in here. Now, that only takes a few seconds, and it should be formatted. If it doesn't work in a few seconds, that you did something wrong, start over again. Okay, still do the same thing. Turn this guy on, connect up your Wi-Fi, make sure you got the app already in here, connect up the Wi-Fi in your iPhone, talk to this guy again, go ahead and say Format. Should be done in a few seconds, and then when you look at down at the bottom where it says how much memory you've got in the card, how much memory you've got in your phone, which it says in that app, the what do they call that? The XDV app. See, it says XDV down there. It's the XDV app. All right. when you get down there and you look at memory on the app, it'll tell you, hey, I've got so much memory, and I used a 64 gig card, and it came out, it's got 59 gig of memory available, blah, blah, blah. Okay, long story short, got it to work. It worked fine. I did some videos. I did 4K video. I did a 1080p at 60 frames a second, and I did a 1080p at 30 frames a second. I did some movement in it to see what was going on. It's like 15 frames a second at 4K, really high resolution, but you want to kind of be fixed in your position where you're filming something, or you're moving slowly, Now the 60 frames a second, wow, 60 frames a second, that's awesome because you got some real live action there. It picks it up really great. My favorite setting is the 1080p 60 frames a second. That's cool. Photographs come out marvelous. My God, this thing's got a 12 megapixel camera in, or no, not 12, 16 megapixel camera in this thing. And those camera pictures, I took a picture of this. I've got a 27-inch iMac. And when you show that picture on the 27-inch iMac, it fills the whole blinking screen. When you just double click on a picture and it comes up, a 1080p picture will be like a little section out of your whole screen. This one, that picture, the whole screen. You don't have to blow it up. It starts that big. Man, the resolution is awesome on this thing. It is really cool. I like that. It's easy to use. It's got all the standard goodies on it. Easy to charge. And in fact, the battery in here is just like all those other ones. So you can take your battery out, put another battery. Get yourself some rechargeable batteries so when you're out there doing your recordings, make sure this isn't going dead. You got an extra battery or two for it. I am amazed. This is really nice. Oh, here's something. You should know this on GoPros anyway. Well, on the top of the GoPro, when you want to open this guy up, there's no instructions in here telling you squat about how you open it up. So you got to have one of these things that you've known before. There's a little lever there on the top. You see that little lever? There, you flip that guy to the side. Now look at this. I'm flicking that way, see? That way, and then lift from the front. And it comes back, see? Comes back and opens up. And then the camera is right there. There's the camera. Voila, see? That's all that is. And you put it back the same way and close that, snap that down, okay? And now it's closed. And that little lever is protected, so now it's not opening. See, you could just fight with this thing and fight trying to come. It's not going to come apart. It's waterproof down to 30 feet, so ain't going to come apart. You got to remember, a little lever on top, shove it to the side, okay? Now it's to the side. Now you can stick your fingers under the front part, right there. See? That right there, the front part. When the front part leans over, ta-da, see there? Cool, huh? That's the way that works. You ought to know that, but if you've never had a GoPro camera and you happen to get this one, that's going to frustrate the hell out of you if you don't pay attention. So remember my video and remember that's the way you get into this thing, okay? Overall, I love this. This is a great camera. This is handy. You can do all the stuff you can do with a GoPro at a quarter of the price of a GoPro. That's really fantastic. And the app that they've got on this guy works pretty slick for doing the settings. It is such a pain. I've got other ones that you have to do the settings from the little buttons that are on here. Drives me crazy getting a setting just right. You do it simply with this guy and then you're ready to roll. Thumbs up. I love this thing.